Shoot, this is early. Welcome to October. Welcome back to Maz. It is 6 o'clock in the morning here, and I was just too excited to wake up, so I couldn't sleep. But I think we might go back to sleep for a little bit. Let's check on a couple things quickly here, and maybe we'll sleep in for about an hour until it gets light. All right, like I thought, cornfield ready to harvest. Cornfield ready to harvest. So that's part of what we're going to do today anyways. So we're going to harvest our cornfield. So we got this one right here. Once that's harvested, we can then go and complete this field and then redraw the lines, make this one massive field, and that will be fantastic. These fields are ready to harvest too. So that's also corn. That would be a good one for us. So if somehow we could get that harvested, and come up with 60 grand, that would be cool. We've watched the price of wood chips we've watched climb, which is nice. I'm not too keen on dumping those. I mean, look, we're half price basically right now, which is crazy. Even though we're max price on normal, when it comes to normal value on the map, but we are effectively half price right now, based on our wood chip selling station. So do we have anything else we can come up with 60 grand? So the solid fertilizer is definitely good for sale. That's 12. I mean, this stuff's not bad, but it's just in no large fashion. We have odds and ends. I don't necessarily want to just sell our crops, because what I wanted to do was get the production going once we could buy it. We may end up selling some wood chips if that's how we come up with the money. So because if you notice, we've only got 20. Oh, we only got 23. When I went to sleep, we had less money. We've obviously sold some electricity or something overnight. I did go and purchase a corn header. That was a heck of a trial and error. I had to work with the shop quite a bit there to get the right one. For whatever reason, almost every header drags on the ground an insane amount. This front of this harvester, I don't know what the design is, but the second we connect it, when the headers are in the lowered position, it just slams into the ground, and then it becomes impossible to steer. Can't drive. So I'm hoping this was basically the only thing I could find in our price range, i.e. we only had about $60,000 when I was looking for it. It was like the only one that wasn't just digging into the ground. So I'm going to go back into the trailer. Well, I'll point out one other thing I did before I go. So I ended up doing a couple contracts on the second day of September. There wasn't much going on, so I just moved ourselves into October here. So I began to empty. Where did I park it? I parked the trailer, the trailer that had the hay bales that we want to use for pallets. It's at the end of the shed over there. So I started to empty it onto this trailer, only to realize, I'm like, what am I doing? I should just start piling the hay bales in here. So I started piling them in here. Kind of got bored of it, to be honest with you, and I was going to take all the hay bales off of here and put them into the shop there, but we can do that maybe later this afternoon, i.e. later in October, because we've got a field to mow, and we have to decide whether we want to put that into the fermenter or whether we want to turn it into additional hay bales. I'm thinking one more load of hay bales and we might be good for a while. I mean, with our whole 5 cows, they don't need a lot. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna hop back in here, go to sleep, maybe have some breakfast, and then we'll get working on that harvest. All right, that was a good nap. Had a little bagel, some cream cheese, tomato on it. Had a couple cups of coffee, and we're ready to rock now. So it's almost 7:30. I just had a tiny nap basically afterwards, but I just wanted to double check to see what we have here. So we also have some manure that we can move over into the BGA, and then there's about 11,000 liters of slurry in here, so we can move that in there too. That'll help us create digestate, I guess, which will then in turn help create solid fertilizer that we can sell. So without further ado, let's see what happens here. The other thing I would have liked would have been a header that folds up, but I guess that'll be, as we graduate to a larger harvester, maybe that's something we'll have at some point here, because then we don't have to worry about. I mean, this is a don't even think this is 6 meters. I think this is less than 6 meters, this header. But we... so yeah, the roads become a little treacherous for us. We'll be taking whatever straw we can scrounge. I don't think we're getting a lot of straw off of this. So the other thing we're going to do is we will see if we can slam in the corn dryer, because I think the corn dryer is relatively inexpensive as far as a production, the Polish corn dryer. We're not buying the building, like there's the building that you can get that you drive through, dump the corn in, and then add propane to it also, I think, and it dries. We're just doing the kind of open air version. Yeah, that's a tiny bit of straw that comes out of the back end of this thing. So, I mean, I'm happy to report that so far on what seems like a very flat field, I'm not getting any weird dragging or anything on the front end, so it looks like this header may work. So at $53,000, I hope it works, because it wasn't cheap. I had to test fit a ton of different headers at the shop just to try to find one that actually fit. Should have known too, because when you look at the listing on this harvester, and then you go into compatible implements, it doesn't actually list any corn headers, which should have been a bit of an alarm maybe. Geez, I might want to I was gonna say I might want to come in through here with a windrow just to kind of consolidate these rows of straw, but no, whatever. We'll come through with the forage wagon and pick up whatever we can. The quicker I can get the straw into the fermenter, the quicker I can keep that thing going. It'll move the silage into the BGA, and then the more that I know I have, the less I can commit, or will need to commit grass to feeding the BGA and or the fermenter, and then in turn the BGA, and the more I can use it to feed our cows. So unfortunately I don't have enough money. We need the 60 grand, I think, to get that other cornfield that would go right next to our canola field. I like that idea. It would help our eventual goal to kind of own everything in that strip, but then also it'll make it easier to access that. I mean, the canola field we have right now is kind of a weird triangular field, and if we get that additional cornfield that's next to it, then that'll really help, I think. Okay, thank you, local. I don't think I'm getting down there. Oh yeah, brakes. I was gonna say I didn't think I was gonna get down in time, but I think the work was probably full. Yeah, full grain tank. $21,000 for this, eh? Oh yeah, it's not fitting under there. Maybe we put it down and then afterwards we figure out if we can put a shed over it. I think this thing actually has to go over to our other area though. And then I gotta think about how this area is gonna evolve. Alright, this may be, I just had to turn on the markers there and then sort of flatten out a little bit more land, but gosh, I don't know. I'm thinking this feels a little bit half-assed, to be honest with you, but let's put that there. Definitely pulled the ground up a little bit. We are now that much further away from our $60,000 we want. I didn't see that you needed propane for the corn dryer, so hopefully we don't, because I'm kind of broke. It's funny when you have no cash, but you've got, almost $2 million worth of wood chips sitting in a silo. I'm pleased that this header worked. I was really worried that it was going to drag too much and we wouldn't be able to maneuver or anything, but with seems to have worked, which is awesome. It sucks when you buy stuff and it doesn't work. Like so, I mean, thankfully with PC, I have the ability to, you know, make corrections. So when I say I had to test fit a bunch of headers with the store, well, I got to buy them, and then I have to determine whether they work, and then if they don't work, well, I have the ability to sell and then essentially top up whatever financial losses were incurred. Where I don't think you have that ability on console, do you? Yeah, this will be an awesome field once we get it all rocking. Everything off to the right hand side here will just make it one big field. It's going to feel weird rolling into the winter not having anything in the field, but then I do want to kind of make this a big cornfield, which obviously there's way more opportunity to plant things once we get into the spring. Not just corn, but everything, right? Then we're going to fix this. There should be a bit of a road through here, so I'm going to make sure that I make provisions for that, so that we can get back into the woods there, connect with the road in the woods. I ended up having to drive through the crops. I didn't have to, but I did. Drove through the crops a few times in the end here just to deliver. I think what was I doing? I might have been putting straw into the fermenter. Rather than going back out to the road and then all the way around, it just made sense to kind of take this shortcut and sacrifice a bit of corn. I'm sure the corn wouldn't agree. Corn's pretty tall. I've never paid too much attention to corn in real life, the crops. I mean, we've done some corn mazes and things like that, which I guess, yeah, you can't see over them, so the corn does grow pretty tall, doesn't it? But how, like, will corn grow to be like 12 feet tall or something? How tall does corn grow? And then what do you get? Do you get more than one cob of corn per stalk, or is it one cob per stalk, or how does that work? So yeah, I think if I send the worker, when we get up to the top of this hill here, we'll start sending the worker on the long edge to the left there. And that should give us enough time to figure out what we're doing. Oh, we're almost full too, so we'll have to swing by here with the truck before we go empty. I think I have room. Alright, we'll get a notice if something goes wrong, I guess. Actually, we'll be right over there anyways, because we're going to go grab some more corn. Got 9,000 liters in here now. It's already full, so I think there was about, what, 5,000 or 6,000? This should be good. God, this thing tips like crazy. I can't wait to get rid of this truck. I really like this truck too, which is unfortunate. I like the truck, I like the trailer, but I just can't deal with the tipping. I mean, this thing rips along at 100 kilometers an hour, which is awesome. I'd like to have been in a better position when we got to this point, you know, with money, so we could have taken advantage of some more fields. But oh, come on, all right, abort the road, take the field. Yeah, but we're just not there. I mean, there's so much wood available on this map that hoarding wood chips right now, I mean, I could probably sell, you know, 500,000 liters and quickly top that. I mean, we have trees sitting on our around where where we're going to be putting sort of new production. There's trees there that there's probably 250,000 liters of wood chips right there, so I can make it back. It just, you know, if I can avoid selling it at half the price of what I could potentially sell it for, it's not a bad thing. Actually, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking I probably should just go set up a worker so they can do some rounds and start selling off some wood chips so we can generate some cash. Well, let's go put this into the corn dryer, and then I don't know, we'll sell 200,000 or 300,000 liters of wood chips, I mean, if we sold 100,000 liters right now, that's $50,000. We're saying we only need 60, but if I can, maybe there's another field across the road I might want to try to scoop up. And then maybe also, okay, well, you know what? Wasn't necessarily part of the plan to start liquidating stock today, but as I'm talking through it, I can sort of see that maybe we want to generate some cash, because some of the final fields that we want to add to our portfolio, this might be the time to do it, and then we just sit on them through the winter. One of those fields has more forest on it, so we'll be able to restock anyway. So okay, let's hope we don't have any issues with this corn dryer, because I've never actually used this specific one. First of all, can we dump into it? I guess would be the first question. Alright, that's good news. Let's go into the production. Oh, I don't know how much it holds. Oh, good. 15,000 liters. Great. Oh, God, I never even thought of that. We need like 5 of those things. That's not good. All right. Well, let's activate it. How fast does this thing work? Oh. Like lightning. So is this kind of like the thing where I put in 15,000 liters and it holds 15,000 liters? Okay, so it can hold 15,000 liters of corn and 13,000 liters of dried corn. Okay, and as luck would have it, dried corn is at half the max value of what it could be. So we may be taking the dried corn from here and putting that into the silo. Seems like it's going to be a bit of a handful. I'm really not digging this multi-fruit silo either. Eventually we have to get this thing emptied and put things in their own kind of world. I don't know that to me it is. I guess apparently it's a thing where you can have a silo that holds multiple different grains, and you know, in this case we have wood chips in there and everything, but it just doesn't seem right. Now we'll make some room, obviously, once we get the wood chips selling in there. Oh, this guy's cooking over here. Let's get a tractor to start selling some wood chips. All right, so a bit of a juggling act there, obviously, with the corn dryer. Perhaps I can see eventually where we're going to want like a couple massive corn fields, at which point we then may want to look at a larger corn dryer. That might be something to consider, but for now, that will definitely do, I guess. It'd be good to pick sort of one large scale direction, you know, like pick a crop that becomes our main crop that we go all in, and then there's another few things that are sort of supplementary. Like, you know, when we started the last episode thinking about, or started an episode at some point there thinking about cotton, is that something, right? I don't know. Let's get that opened. Okay, I got a couple quick things to do here to get this worker set up, so bear with me. All right, let's just quickly double check to make sure that things are going well. All right, so, I mean, we're set up for 40,000 liters a lap. 5 laps, that's 200,000 liters, should generate about 100,000 liters of, or $100,000 roughly, if my calculations are correct. So that should help get us what we need. But yeah, it looks like this guy's got things under control, or girl or whatever. So let's go back to the dump trailer. Yeah, so they're getting about $22,000 per trailer. or sorry, per lap, basically. 11, about $12,000. So it's about, with the bonus, about $24,000 a lap. So if we do 5 laps, there's, you know, a little over 100 grand. And as soon as we reach the $60,000 mark, I'm going to buy that cornfield we can see right over there. And then we then will probably scoop the fields up that are behind our main shop there. Actually, there's 2 fields that are ready for harvest. I'd just like to get these blocks bought, and I mean, I've said that, you know, the FOMO effect, the fear of missing out on a deal is kind of real in this game, but I don't know. There are so many trees to cut down that I'm not totally worried. So if I can get 50 cents on the dollar right now, or a little bit more than 50 cents on the dollar for the wood chips that we're selling, then I guess it's not the end of the world, right? At least we're giving ourselves an opportunity. Actually, it just dawned on me there's another field that we had on our radar. So we may not buy the 2 fields that are at the back here right away. The sunflower field that's next to one of our recent purchases is also ready for harvest. So we will likely, and I want to say that one was around $45,000. So we will likely pick that one up today too, and it's ready for harvest. So man, we're gonna be busy here, folks. Oh my gosh, this corn straw is not anything to write home about. Let's see what we're getting. Well, I mean, what are we gonna get? A couple thousand liters per pass here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we might get 10 or 15,000 liters on this field. Yeah, maybe 15. A little more. I guess that's not the worst. And then we can take that immediately over to the fermenter and keep that going. I don't know that we're going to get our field mowed today, but I guess it's not like we're desperate for grass. And I think that's probably the last cut of the season anyways. I can't see how October, November, December. Yeah, I can't see how we're going to get another round of mowing off that. So which also I hadn't considered that actually till I just said that out loud. So we will need hay to feed our cows over the winter. So I won't actually put that grass in the fermenter. I think we will turn it into hay and make food for our cows, because I want to sorry for the pun, beef up our cow investment over the winter. So we'll need something to feed them. Also, saying that, maybe what I should be doing is just taking this straw off of this field, as little as it is. I'll throw it into the silo over here that we have set up for straw, and then we'll have some bedding for those, bovine bedding for the winter season. Keep them nice and warm. So I noticed that the cornfield worker will be done. Probably I'll get the straw picked up off of this, and then we'll empty the harvester. We have enough money now for that field. I'm not too worried that somebody's gonna harvest it. I don't think I'm gonna miss it, so we'll just get this done, and then we'll purchase that field and get the harvester over there. Wow, our portfolio is going to look a lot different by the end of today. Like, a lot different. I like the fact, though, that I'm not creating, like, all of these purchases are with the intention of merging fields with other fields. So it's not like I don't want to have 100 small fields, but I would like, you know, maybe 6 big fields. That would be kind of good. And then diversify the crop, so we have, you know, different sources of income. You know, I don't want to just all have only corn and then be really limited to the seasonality of corn, and kind of, you know, it's not like in this farming simulator you can book a holiday or grab your fifth wheel and you know, head down to Arizona for the winter. That's not part of this simulation. I mean, I guess we could pretend, but But it's not like you know, you can buy a couple Harleys and go cruising through the Badlands. All right, so let me go buy that field. Let's call Vinny our real estate agent. So that's field 100. That's what we want right now. $60,000. Field 194 is $42,000. That is a sunflower field. Yeah, that is ready to harvest. So the next time we sell, the next load we sell, we can put. I also, sorry, I should mention. I don't know if you caught that, but I upped the rotations to a total of 10, which would make 400,000 liters of wood chips being sold, which would bring $200,000 in, roughly, more actually. But yeah, sorry, I upped that so we could generate the additional money for that sunflower field over there, and then probably squeak in another field. Going field crazy today. I don't know what's next to that cornfield, but I think there is something else that's ready to harvest. The roads have been suspiciously quiet. I don't want to jinx myself. Oh, there's some people. I was kind of like, this happened on Valley Springs too, where the traffic was vicious and in abundance. And then I remember going through a day. It was almost like a day or two where it kind of felt like a national holiday. There was nobody on the roads. We're just gonna cut through the field here. Check this field out. Once we attach this to that other field, this is gonna be fantastic. We might even go so far as to pick the rocks out of it. Oh god, yeah, you're done your job. I'll say. I better be able to get that out of there. Wow. Glad you guys were here for that. Been really curious about this cornfield right here. It's definitely been on the radar. I do believe that field also comes with trees on the other side there. I think, and I do want to look that up because, well, since we're harvesting corn anyways, and we're sort of come to terms with the fact that you know, it might be okay to sell some wood chips off season, that might be one for us also. We are upping our field game today, folks. Yeah, these two fields should work well together. That triangular shape was awkward. But yeah, this will make it a lot better. And then once we have the next two fields, we'll just have a massive field here. I'm starting to see. The future is bright. It'll be nice too, once we get these fields set up, I can set up some courses. Like, for example, we just harvested that corn over there and dropped the straw. Well, I'm not set up right now. Like, I can't just put that forage wagon on a course and let it go pick up the straw. I got to go do it. So once we get ourselves all situated and things are under control, then yeah, it'll be awesome. Let's not hurt our. This is, for once, this is our own field behind us. So I don't want to. I might have destroyed a little bit there already. I don't want to lose any canola. Eventually, we'll have our production set up. Oh, hold on. Let's call Vinny. Yeah, that's that. Wait, is that cornfield? Yeah, that's that cornfield. So it does come with these woods here. Oof, 117. Well, it's funny. It's like, once you start buying fields, it's hard to stop. But, you know, the reality of it is we cut the trees down. We work for the wood chips. If we decide that we want to sell them right now, well, that's our prerogative. So I could, you know, generate a ton of cash right now if I wanted. most of these fields, well, actually, yeah, you know what? I was going to say most of these fields would then just sit dormant until the spring, but I don't know if we've missed the window for winter wheat or barley, I think is the other one that you can plant in the fall. Because perhaps on a second day of October, if there's still a window for planting, that might not be a bad idea. But I think we missed the window, to be honest with you. Now we're gonna get around this headland and already be full. Okay, so we do not own the field behind us, so we could be a little bit more careless when it comes to driving in it. It's not like we're destroying our own crops. I think I gotta do 2 passes at this end, otherwise that building is gonna come into play. Now, how much do you want to bet that this worker is gonna end up in the river? Not that we want them to be, but it just seems like maybe it's a reality. These folks, we got a lot of work ahead of us. I think I'll be picking up straw after this episode is done. I can't see that we're going to be doing much of that because we'll be juggling a little bit here with the harvest. Let's see how much room there is in this corn dryer. This corn dryer is lightning quick. That's out there for the worker. Okay, there. Let's see how much is in here. Not exactly pumped with the with the placement of this, so we may once we got all the corn dried and moved, we may want to find another location for it. I kind of just placed it in haste. I guess the good news is pulling all this wood chips out, we're making room in the silo. Yeah, look, we still have over 1 million liters of wood chips. Wood chips. Where have you been all my life? There's something satisfying about having somebody sell your product for you. You know, doing those infinite laps as you sell everything, and then you just get to watch your money go up. I find that very nice. Okay, so we're at it. So okay, so the second, so once we get this worker going here, we're gonna double check a couple things. I think that our wood chip seller should maybe have one more load, if any. Okay, this would be the final load. So that leaves us with still 126. So we could still take 3 loads out and have 1 million wood chips. It's half the price of what it could be worth, but it's like still another 60 odd $1,000 we could pull out of it. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll get us over $200,000. Okay, so let me go look at the map again. So 37.5. About $81,000 for those 2 fields. That has soybeans in it now that's ready to harvest. But that would enable us to complete all this. So we can either look at that, and then at that point, we have canola here. Yeah, okay, we've missed the window to plant anything short of grass. So we could do that actually. We could. So I always kind of like doing that. We could purchase these 2 fields. There's no trees obviously to cut down, but if we purchase those 2 fields, we could then plant all of this in grass. So this we'll mow this. We'd plant all this in grass. So all this would be ready in the spring for a first cut. And then once we cut that, and when's canola ready for harvest? Yeah, that's a tough one, right? Because canola is not ready until July or whatever. But then we could either replant one giant canola field or put some stuff in. Yeah, so maybe that's what we should do. I do hold out hope that at some point we're going to own this, but I'm not in a rush. That's 40. That's 99. So call it $100,000 just for these 2 fields. There's nothing in them right now. This one's got sunflowers, I believe. It's about $135,000 to own this block, but this might be the way to go. All right. That's what we're doing. So then we'll be able to harvest these soybeans and then get all of this merged. And then we'll be able to harvest these sunflowers and get this merged. Whew. We're biting off more than we can chew. Where's my truck? Dude, where's my truck? Wood chip man is still over there. All right, so we still have to harvest now soybeans and sunflowers. All right, I think we're sitting in good shape. Thank God we discovered wood chips. That really changed the game for us. The TSN turning point, if you're not familiar with that, just Google it. But the TSN turning point of this game was the discovery of wood chips and just how lucrative they are. I don't remember what episode, but I remember walking up to a tree, discovering that additional information that comes from whatever mod I have activated, and realizing that wood chips are so basically realizing at that point just how lucrative wood chips are. It was actually almost ridiculous once I discovered that. We may the worker just jumps out, shuts off, and leaves. Can you unload it? We may be able to buy the grain mill too, because I think it's $80,000. Because I can't see where there's a lot of cash we're going to need, because basically we're going to be like flush with inventory. We're going to have tons of grain stashed away. We're going to have dried corn. Still have 1 million liters of wood chips, which is $1 million, by the way. Once it's at its high point, it's worth $1 million. Can't discount that fact. I'm assuming this header does corn and sunflower. They all do, don't they? There's no like corn specific header. I guess we're gonna find out right now. And then we can swap, once we get the sunflowers done, we'll swap out this header for the easy. So much for that canola. We'll swap out this header for the sort of standard grain header, and we'll get don't look at the other sunflower. There's another cornfield right there that's ready for harvest. But no, that wasn't part of the plan. I wanted these 2 fields to merge. okay. Does it set itself to the height that it needs to for sunflowers? Oh, do I even want to bother with the straw? I guess we will. Yep, sorry. Sorry, neighbor, I just dumped straw in your field. I don't even think I need to do a headland at that end because it's not, there's no ditch, there's no river, there's no nothing. So I'll come down to the end here, run 2 headlands down at this this end, and then just set the local off. Alright, and then after the issues we had with the audio in the first part of the video, now I am going to just fill you in what happened with the rest of October, because I didn't actually record any voice audio for the balance. So I don't know, just one. It was one of those days, the first day of October. Let's remember this again next year and see if it's just as challenging as it was this year. But anyways, so we started off by the rest of the balance of the day. Anyways, started off by getting the harvester unloaded. We pulled about 5,100 liters of sunflowers off this field. Sunflowers joins about 19,000 liters of barley, a little over almost 34,000 liters of dried corn. We have exactly 22,000 liters of oats. It's weird that it's an even number like that. We have almost 53,000 liters of wheat and just over 1 million liters of wood chips. So after that, we brought the harvester back to the main yard so we could swap out the header, because now we needed to go and harvest the soybean field, which was good. Actually, it was nice harvesting a field for once that was giving us good straw. Those sunflower and corn and all, like, they don't give you very very good straw. So the soybean field was not only a source of soybeans but also a source of a good amount of straw. So with this soybean field, when that was all done, we had pulled roughly 3,900 liters, almost 4,000 liters of soybeans, which went into the silo with the other stuff that we put in there. So then it came straw collection. Really was not the most exciting, because I mean, essentially with the cornfield and the sunflower field, the straw was pretty weak, but the soybean was good. But anyway, so we were putting the majority of the straw we were putting into the fermenting silo so we could feed that BGA. We were putting some, I think it was just the sunflower field we put into the silo for the cows, but everything else went into the fermenting silo. After the straw collection, which was a little tedious, came field merging, which I found very satisfying. So we attacked the. So in this one, anyways, today we were going to just attack this new sort of bank of fields that we bought. So I had to think about it, because it had a bit of a weird shape to it in the way that it kind of had this one piece that went out to the road. So in the end, I decided just to take the field straight across and then turn that little piece that juts out into an additional lot for something. I even tried to fit the eventual oil mill, or whatever, the extended oil plant or whatever it's called. I tried to see if that would fit in there, but it wouldn't. But who knows, maybe we could put a house in here one day. But so I did grass the field, the little lot. It cost me $8,000 in grass and painted grass texture or whatever. $8,000 I paid. Because I am not playing with free landscaping. Actually, I always played with free landscaping, and then I just opted in when Comlands hit, I opted to not load that mod, and then I did the same here. I figured, you know what, might as well suffer a bit. So I paid $8,000 for that little patch of grass. And then I was debating whether or not to. There was a section that was cultivated. One of the fields had nothing in it, and it was cultivated. So I had debated on whether or not I should just leave that part and plow the rest, but I ended up just plowing everything. So I like not only did I like the consistent look, but then I knew that I wasn't going to be dealing with variable ground conditions. So if I thought the cultivated section, I might end up with weeds in it, but then so I just plowed the whole thing. And then once I was done that, I was able to buy the field data, and then brought the spreader over so we could douse everything with lime. Which is always satisfying. I always enjoy that. And then once that was done, I put grass in. I think that grass strategy I think is going to work well. The more I think about it, because it'll grow all winter. Obviously, it's October now, so I won't get a chance to mow it, but it will grow, and then come the springtime. So I mean, I got to figure out what I want to put into these fields, but whether I decide I want to plant something early in the spring or whether I want to wait until I harvest the canola on the end and then put canola into all of it, I'll be able to at least get one cut, if not maybe two, if I'm going to wait for canola. But so that's I think that'll prove to be a good strategy. And then just little odds and ends. I ran some manure over to the BGA. I had about a little over 4,000 liters of manure, so I went and dumped that into the BGA so we can keep that thing going. Then it came time to place the extended oil plant. So we'll now be able to create or produce corn oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, olive oil, and soybean oil. I guess the extended part is the corn and the soybean. So that cost me $80,000. $80,000. Yes, that's right. So it took me a minute to figure out the positioning. I have a plan for. I'm gonna probably fix the grass field a little bit, kind of even it out, and we'll make this whole section make more sense. But I got the right placement for it, anyways. Obviously, opted not to buy the other lot up by the store and put it up there. I figured we'll just keep it down here at our hub. And then we set the roller out onto the grass, and actually after some comments / discussion on a previous upload, perhaps what I should have done is maybe not rolled the grass after planting it. I understand there's a technique where I can roll it at the first growth stage, which then kind of backs it up a partial stage, which then will grow stronger, and we'll see a yield bonus. But anyways, right now I didn't know, or I hadn't had that conversation yet when I set the roller here. So that's what I've done. I set the roller to pack those seeds down into the ground, and then I planted. So the evening was approaching. So I did manage to get grass planted on the small strip behind the shop where we took the corn off, and then I also managed to plant grass on the field where we had harvested those sunflowers. So now we have that. We have grass in there. That's the field that we're going to merge with what is a canola field right next to it. But obviously, much like the triangular canola field, it won't be ready until later. It won't be ready to harvest till later next year. So I figured we might as well just put grass in that sunflower field for now. And that was basically how we spent our October. So yeah, I mean, thank you for your patience in some of these audio challenges. I mean, the first half there, I was a little more concerned when I first tried to listen to it. For the most part, the audio is fine, but there are a few times, like for example, when I'm next to the corn dryer, where the corn dryer is so loud, you can barely hear me, and that's frustrating. Typically, I would record on 2 tracks. One would be game audio, one would be mine, and then I use something else to kind of balance those. But in this case here, it was all on 1 track, so I couldn't do anything with it. So thanks for your patience there as we suffered through what in some cases would be some challenging audio. And then look what happened in the next half here. I didn't even record any voice audio. What the hell? Yeah, that's just part of the fun. But anyways, thanks so much, guys, for your continued support and my limited uploading schedule. As I've now explained a million times, summer life, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's just the way it goes, and hope you're enjoying whatever I post anyway. So, all right. So thanks so much, guys. I will talk to you later. Thanks. Bye now.